Is there a big rift in Iran amid the fragile ceasefire with the US and Israel? And could that internal strain make the situation even more unstable? An explosive report has emerged amid the peace talk stalemate, adding fresh uncertainty to already fragile diplomatic efforts. Is Araghchi taking orders from the IRGC over the nuclear talks? And does that suggest the foreign minister has less control than many assumed? Could Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi be sacked, as speculation grows over the internal politics surrounding the nuclear negotiations? A big rift seems to be emerging in Iran amid the fragile ceasefire in the war with the US and Israel, raising new questions about the country's internal unity at a critical moment. Iran's president and parliament speaker are reportedly seeking to oust Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, according to the report, which points to serious tension inside the political leadership. Araghchi has been accused of following the IRGC's instructions in the talks, as reported by Iran International, adding to concerns that the nuclear negotiations may be shaped by forces beyond the foreign ministry. They claim Araghchi is not acting as a minister but as an aide of IRGC Commander Vahidi, a charge that suggests the foreign policy process may be tightly controlled by security figures. Araghchi allegedly acted for 2 weeks without informing Pezehskian, while coordinating with Vahidi, which would indicate a major breakdown in communication at the top of Iran's leadership. Pezehskian reportedly told his aides that he will fire Araghchi if this continues, according to 2 sources cited by Iran International, showing how serious the dispute may have become. The report comes in the backdrop of serious disagreements among Iran's top officials, highlighting just how divided the leadership may be over the direction of the talks. Differences have emerged over whether Iran should discuss its nuclear program during the peace talks, adding another layer of tension to an already fragile diplomatic process. Abbas Araghchi was born in 1962 in Tehran and joined the revolutionary mobilization around 1979, beginning a political trajectory that would later place him at the center of Iran's foreign policy establishment. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi served in the IRGC during the Iran-Iraq War, a background that has often shaped how he is viewed within Iran's political and security circles. After the war, Araghchi entered Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the late 1980s, where he gradually built a long career in diplomacy and statecraft. Under President Ahmadinejad, Araghchi was part of the nuclear negotiating setup, giving him early experience in one of Iran's most sensitive and high-stakes policy areas. Abbas Araghchi was appointed Iran's foreign minister in 2024 by President Pezeshkian, placing him in one of the most difficult diplomatic roles at a time of intense regional pressure. The US president is reportedly unhappy with Iran's latest proposal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, feeling that the offer falls short of what Washington expects at this critical stage of the conflict. Trump is said to be unimpressed because the proposal does not address the core issue of Tehran's nuclear program, leaving his main strategic concern unresolved and fueling dissatisfaction inside the administration. Details of Trump's reaction were reported by the Times of Israel on April 28, which described how the proposal was received in Washington and how senior officials briefed the president on its implications. The report cited the Wall Street Journal, which in turn referenced statements by US officials, giving further insight into why the White House views the Iranian offer as incomplete and problematic. US officials indicated that Trump would likely make a counterproposal in the coming days, suggesting that Washington plans to respond with its own terms rather than accept Tehran's plan as it stands. Air defense sounds were heard in several parts of Tehran on April 30th, according to a report by Iran's Mehr news agency. Iran's air defense systems reportedly engaged drones and surveillance UAVs during the incident, as cited by Tasnim news agency. Some residents said they heard multiple blasts around 11 p.m. local time, according to accounts shared by Iranian blogger Vahid Online. Witnesses described repeated explosions followed by sustained defensive fire, suggesting a possible response to aerial threats over the city. The developments come amid rising tensions after US President Donald Trump warned that American and Israeli attacks on Iran could resume soon. On April 30th, Donald Trump also said that Iran is dying to make a deal with the United States, signaling potential diplomatic pressure.
Look, the country's doing really well, and that's despite a military operation. I don't call it a war. Would you rather have a military operation? Where really, Iran is dying to make a deal. I can only tell you that. I don't want to get into it, but They cannot be nuclear. Other than that, but their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone. Every ounce of any form of equipment practically is gone. You know, their drone factories are about 82% down, and their missile factories are almost 90% down. And many of their missiles have been knocked out. They used some, but we knocked out more than they used. And it's pretty amazing what's happened. They want to make a deal. But despite the fact that we are in what some people would call a war, we just hit a new high today on the stock market. We have S&P is through the roof. They're all. If we didn't have that B-2 bomber, if we didn't go in and do what we did, we obliterated that nuclear capacity of theirs. And so they didn't get the nuclear bomb. If we didn't do that attack, should have been done long before I came along by other presidents or by another country or something. But it should have been done long before I came along. But they are in very bad shape. They've got nothing going, including leadership. I mean, you know, their leaders are gone. Now they have a whole new, their first string leaders are gone. Their second string leaders are gone. Now we're dealing with their third string. But we'll see what happens. Can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. And their economy is crashing. The blockade is incredible. The power of the blockade is incredible. They're not getting any money from oil. And hopefully it can be worked out very soon. Yeah.
Iran is proving to be very stubborn. The talks seem like they are stalled. Are you getting antsy to break the ceasefire?
Well, I mean, I don't know what stubborn is, because really nobody knows what the talks are except myself and a couple of other people. They want to make a deal badly.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.